Round of applause for Ivan, ladies and gentlemen.
What's good?
Do you want to drop an opening beat first?
No, it's okay. The whole team's here. I don't want to.
You don't want to embarrass yourself. Tell me about the fundraise.
We raised $40 million US dollars from Index Ventures and Section 32. It's our Series A.
Yeah, give him a round of applause. A lot of people are thinking, that's a lot of money. I don't even know what you do. Tell us a little about Cohere and what you guys do.
So we're building Cohere. We're an NLP platform. So we help computers understand language. If you're a developer trying to add NLP features to your application, you just go to our platform. You have a very simple API. Gives you access to large language models trained on the entire internet.
Tell us about like an awesome use case that you've seen on the platform.
Oh, chatbots. Chatbots are huge users of our platform. Anytime you want to programmatically match sort of like natural language to an intent, that's sort of our bread and
If
butter.
you love chatbots, let me hear you say, hell yeah. Okay, give me another one. Give me another usage.
Semantic search as well. If you've ever built or used Elasticsearch, it's very like keyword based. You're not really searching for like the meaning behind a document. So what you can do with language models is actually just take the representations and match it to the document that's closest in representations to your user query. And that's a super scalable, easy search.
I love that. And let me ask this question, because we heard tonight from some startups that had wait lists to build demand and verify. Okay. That were out and doing customer research, learning who their customers were. You guys were in stealth mode for a long time. Tell me about why you were in stealth mode, what that means, and why you come out of it and when.
Yeah, so I think our philosophy behind it was that you sort of come out of stealth for two reasons, right? Either you want to acquire customers or hire. And I think we were very fortunate at the very beginning. We were supported by Radical Ventures, who wrote our seed check, and also supported us with their in-house recruiter, who just sort of built our foundational founding engineering team. So we didn't need to hire. And also, it was our day one, right? We didn't have a product to really attract users to at that point in time. And so it didn't really make sense to come out of stealth, because you come out of stealth with your TechCrunch article or whatever, but what then, right? You're just telling people you have a lot of money, which didn't seem that productive. So we really waited to use that opportunity for when we did have a waitlist ready product. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to ask. In the current climate, we're seeing two types of stories. We're seeing founders raise huge rounds, and we're seeing people struggle to raise their first check.
Yeah.
You're in the first category. What do you think drove your ability to raise early VC and now up to a Series A, get some backing from some amazing venture firms to keep growing Cohere?
Yeah, so I think the answer to that would be different depending on what stage of company you are in. I think at the seed stage, it's really about the founding team for investors. I think when you look at seed stage companies, they're most likely going to pivot, right, at some point in time. But it's you're betting on the founders to actually execute through those challenges. So I would say, I'm biased. I would say we had a really, really strong founding team for the space, NLP.
You were a solo founder, right?
No. So, I had Aiden. He's in the crowd right now.
Aiden,
he's
hands
in the
up.
Hood. He was one of the co-authors of the "Attention Is All You Need" paper that introduced the transformer architecture to the world. And Nick Frost as well. He's not here. He's probably playing a.
No shoes for Nick.
No shoes for Nick. But he's Jeff Hinton's protege. Who collaborated with him for the past 5 years. I'm pretty good at coding and stuff. So we had a really strong team to start with. But at the Series A level, it's more about getting that rocket fuel to really go to market. And so at that point, we had a really, really, really strong narrative on why we're the best team in the world, what the product, what value the product will bring to our users, And like at that point, we had it all really, really fleshed out.
I want to hear about the Series A story, but I also want to start at the seed. You said that a lot of seed companies end up pivoting, so you got to back the team.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a pivot?
We sort of had a mini pivot. I think initially we were building like an autocomplete product. It was a Chrome extension. It injected itself into every text box. It would like ask our model like to complete your sentences for you. But I think it was just not the right time. It was way too difficult to build something like that. I mean, any front-end developers in the crowd, I mean, trying to inject like something into every text box, it's like built differently like across all websites. It's way too difficult. So
1Password team is shaking their heads right now.
Yeah, shout out 1Password. We're a customer, so yeah, shout out. But then we sort of took a step back. We're like, okay, like we've built all this infrastructure, all these platforms internally to like actually serve these models. Why don't we peel it back like one layer of abstraction and maybe offer the backend as like a platform or something. So it was actually Carol, shout out Carol. She was one of the early engineers on that project. It was sort of like a stealth thing. We were like building it on the side for like a month. And then it really took off. So we did like an internal hackathon and everyone really liked it. And so we decided to go with that.
And then you talked about the Series A pouring fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
How did you know that it was time to go out and raise? Like, did you feel like you had product market fit and you just needed to accelerate it?
I think with deep tech startups, it's hard to really claim you have product market fit. I think it's just the market is just so early for that. But I think we had very, very tight customer use cases. We work with very select few partners and a few verticals, and we saw how much value this platform was providing them. The ease of use, ease of integration, right? Just through an API, you get access to like billions of parameters and models. After just seeing how much value it was bringing to them, like we knew we were sort of building in the right direction, and also the market was correct, so.
And so what do you do now? What's next for Cohere?
We're just growing really, really fast. We're hiring across all roles. I mean, we're not just like, deep tech research lab, right? Like we're trying to build a really useful product. We're building our go-to-market organizations, ops, biz dev, product, and engineering, of course.
If you had a wish for the end of the year, what would your wish be for December 31st, 2021?
Well, we are going GA in a few days, I think on the 20th. So I really hope that goes well and we find more customers that love our product, love our platform.
General access.
Yes.
Right. So if there's developers out there working at big enterprises that are looking for a solution.
Yeah. I mean, any NLP use case, we can get a computer to write and understand. So I mean, that's pretty much the whole spectrum.
So you hope it doesn't flop.
No. Yeah. I mean, obviously, but
But you hope for something more than that.
Exactly.
What would be? So if you're a Series A founder and CEO and you're going general access, what's the metric that you track? What are you hoping to see?
I think for something like this, it's really the time to production for me. I think for like a sort of like an enterprise SaaS product, you really have to focus on how fast your users are actually onboarding and then actually using your app or your API in their apps. Because once it makes it to production, it's like impossible to rip out, right? If you're providing a lot of value.
Ivan, a total pleasure to chat with you tonight.
Likewise.
I think you've definitely humanized the API. Your language was natural, and everyone here was able to process it very easily. Can we get a round of applause for Ivan?
Thank you.